Welcome aboard Skylark Outdoors here, and today we've got something special for you. We are going to review the Pursuit 288, which we've got right here, which is a center console or sport console 288, as they call it on the Pursuit website. It's a 30-foot center console, and you can see this one is outfitted with those beautiful white Yamahas, 600 horsepower total, two 300 horsepower Yamaha engines. We've got the side entry here, plenty of cup holders, plenty of rod holders, and everything about this boat is well thought out, both for fishing and or cruising. You can see up there we have not only the typical front console seat, but you also have some side seating there, as well as you got some fold down seating here in the back. So both of these standing rests fold out into seats right there. You can see this is $335,135 as of 2024 in the Bay Harbor Boat Show in Michigan. You can see we've got a couple cup holders here. You've got the dual throttle controls. You've got the Yamaha controls, and you're going to be able to have joystick control on that if you want. This one is not outfitted with that, but you absolutely could do that as an option with the Yamahas. And then you've got your console here. This is yacht certified. You've got some nice storage space on this boat as well. Some performance characteristics there in terms of miles per hour and gallons per hour. So looks like cruise is right at about 30 miles per hour and 17.6 gallons per hour. And you may think that that is a little bit more than you would expect in terms of gallons per hour fuel rate burn for this vehicle, but this is a fairly heavy 30-foot boat, and that's because this is designed to be a true blue water offshore boat. And so a lot of that weight has to go into the construction of the hull, the shape of the hull, and the width of the hull, which all make it a much smoother and more capable ride out in the chopper, out on the ocean. This boat is something that's going to give you confidence when you are out on the ocean with this center console. And then behind the console seat right here, there is a head underneath that seat, but you could fit two people there, maybe three right in front of that front console, and then you could probably fit another two or three in those side lounger seats. But what I love is these seats here in the back. You can see we got nice fish boxes, two big fish boxes here on either side, but these rear seats will fold down, and then you have an extra seating for four right in the rear, which I like, especially if it's wavy or choppy out. You're definitely going to want that. You've got your live well there, and then you've got the beautiful white Yamahas. I will say the white Yamahas look good on the boat with the white gel coat, and then this one has like a Carolina blue color to the hull, and overall just a beautiful boat, beautiful piece of machinery. But let's get down into the brass tacks of this and go through some of the performance characteristics of this boat. This is 30 feet long, and then it is 9-foot 8-inch beam, and you have a 2-foot draft with the engines trimmed up, a 3-foot draft with the engines trimmed down, and you've got a 7'9" bridge clearance, so that's the distance from the water to the top of that T-top there. And then it's 8,220 pounds. You've got 230 gallons of fuel capacity, and you've got 26 gallons of fresh water capacity, 9 gallons of holding capacity, your black water tank, and then max power is 600 horsepower. And this one is outfitted with the twin Yamahas, 300 horsepower each. So this is max powered. And then you've got that 24-degree dead rise. So you can see the fuel capacity on this thing is intense, and this is a true fishing boat, true offshore boat. It's got everything you need to go for a day of offshore fishing. So let's just say at cruise, let's just call it 20 gallons or per hour at cruise, because maybe you've got some chop out there, and you can see 30 miles per gallon. So that means that you have 10 hours of more than 10 hours of, you would have 13 hours, no, you would have 11 hours cruising, and you'd have 300, so you'd have 330 miles per a tank, approximately. And you could put fuel bladders on there and everything else. So that means that you have at least 150-mile range with a little bit of a backup, a little bit of a cushion there, or a straight line range of around 330 miles on this boat. So you can get pretty far on this thing, and you could always add fuel bladders onto it. And what you can see is the gunnels on this are very high in the front to give you a high front at the hull to keep you high and dry. And then the other thing about it is with that 24-degree dead rise, this thing is going to give you that drier ride than you would typically find on a center console. And Pursuit is a well-known name. They're beautiful boats. You've got the rear entry, you've got the side entry here, you've got the live well here. If you were going fishing in this thing, or you're just going cruising in this thing, you could feel confident that this thing is going to get you pretty much anywhere in pretty much all conditions that you'd want to be out fishing in or on a boat in anyways. Don't go out in a hurricane or something like that, but when you look at the weather and you have been out there on the water enough, you know to make choices not to go out there when it's just ugly. But this thing is a very capable vessel. And you can tell that not only from the legacy of Pursuit boats, but when you get in one of these things and you look at the front of the center console and how much higher the bow is off the water than a typical center console of this size, what that does is it's going to give you that drier rise, but also that means that you have more displacement as the hull goes through a wave or through the chop, and that displacement uh, is variable as more of the hull is submerged. And that is what gives you that dry ride. That's what lets this go out in the chop and gives you that more comfortable feeling in the chop, as well as the weight that's going to kind of dampen some of the blow on this. So as you go through a bigger wave, more of the hull is submerged, giving you more buoyancy on this rather than stuffing the bow. And that's where some of the volume of the boat comes from. And volume in a boat also equals weight a lot of times. So that extra, I don't know, let's say just foot up there in the bow off of the front of the water is adding both to the weight but also the volume of displacement. I recommend pausing right here too and just taking a look at the performance data here. I love that they've got this published and right on the boat. I find that always very helpful, just so that if you are planning to use this as a fishing boat, you can know exactly what kind of ranges you're going to get on this. It actually says 346-mile range, so I was pretty close there with the 330 miles, just doing some rounding math on this. But I love that because it helps you understand your style of fishing, your style of boating, so that you know if this is going to be the right boat for you or if this is just not going to fit with your area and where you go to fish or how you go to fish. Or maybe you don't fish, maybe you just commute from point A to point B, or if you got a spot that you like to visit. Having those charts published will allow you to do that. So overall, this thing is a beautiful boat. If you have one, leave comments below. I think you made a great choice in terms of just a vessel. I wish it was a little bit more affordable of a boat, but other than that, this thing is awesome. It's beautiful. And then actually you can see there's a tow post there in the back, so you could still do some family water sports on this boat if you wanted. I like that this center console, I mean, this is a serious fishing machine, but they thought about other people that are going to be using it, not just for fishing, so you can bring the family along. And I love those rear fold-down seats where you can fit an extra 4 people. So you could fit 6 people in this comfortably without anyone in the bow, which is really nice. And if you wanted more, you could fit more in this like on a day that you're just going out cruising around the ocean, cruising around a lake or intercoastal, no problem. And then you could also throw some of those beanbag chairs in the back. Those things are comfortable, especially after a long day out on the water. You can take a really good nap in one of those in the stern of the boat, or put one on each side. It's pretty awesome. But I love that they thought about the use cases. Even though it's a fishing boat, they've added some creature comforts for other people coming out on this, so you can give it more more use, I would say, than your traditional center console. So thank you for watching this review of the Pursuit S288. It's a 30-foot center console. This thing's a beautiful boat. If you have one, comment below. Tell me how you like it. Let me know how it rides in the chop. Is this thing everything they say it is? What kind of trips have you done on it? Have you done a crossing on it? And just how it went. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.